Hi, welcome to Polyphonic Press. I'm Jeremy Boyd.
I'm John Van Dyke.
And today we're going to be talking about artists having to pay to play the Super Bowl halftime show. Here we go. Alright, so I'm sure you've heard about this, but basically what's happening is the NFL has put out that it wants artists to play the coveted halftime show at the Super Bowl, which is a huge opportunity for any artist to get their name recognized by, I think, 15, 20 million people, 100 million people? How many people actually watch the Super Bowl? I don't actually know the numbers. But it's a huge opportunity, and traditionally the artist has never had to pay, but they've never been paid either because it's such a huge exposure for them. But now the NFL has said, well, we kind of want the artists to pay, which doesn't make any sense because, one, the NFL is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, sports league in the United States, and you know, they take in sponsors for the halftime show as well. I know Bridgestone Tires is a big one. So it just seems a little weird that such a big company that has always sort of not been kind to artists, but hasn't really been mean to them either. They're sort of just let the artists come in and play the show, no fuss or anything like that. I mean, they've spent money on the show and they've tried to make a big production and everything like that, but they've never I don't think they've ever tried to rip the artist off or anything like that. And this seems like the first step in sort of doing that. And it's just kind of strange that they all of a sudden, maybe they got new executives, I don't know.
It really doesn't seem strange. It's just everything seems to be going in that direction, and it's, I don't know, call me cynical, but that's just the direction everybody seems to be going in.
Yeah.
It's just too many times, like, the artists are not really valued for what they do. Okay, yes, it's the Super Bowl, and anybody who's going to be playing the Super Bowl generally is not exactly strapped for cash.
No.
However,
but it's a gig.
There's lots of money in the sponsorships and like that.
Yeah.
And if they're gonna get the artist to pay, they just don't need all the sponsors. They're not gonna drop any, obviously.
No, why would they? Because they're gonna make more money from it, and they're gonna make even more money from these artists having to pay their way to play the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well,
and
that's the point.
There's already a couple bands who are considering it. I think Coldplay and Katy Perry are the ones that came up in the discussion, but I mean, those are artists who certainly can afford to do this, but that's not the point. The point is, this could set a really bad precedent for other, venues to kind of come in and say, well, if the Super Bowl is making artists pay, and we probably could too, we'll just get a sponsor.
Only if they're big enough.
Only if they're big enough.
I could see there being one, like, real headlining festival. That's just an example.
Yeah.
There's other things as well, but I can see that happening. But in order to play for this festival that is just so big, it's got such wide, and just having the news that such a band is playing this festival is like advertising in itself.
Yeah.
I can see something like that happening.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I mean, there isn't really anything else like this halftime at the Super Bowl. There isn't anything else that brings that many people to that much attention to one artist. So this might be a unique
Olympics,
situation. The Olympics maybe
does that.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think I didn't know until today. I didn't actually know that artists didn't get paid. I just assumed that they did. Because that's usually how it works.
Exactly. I never put much thought into it either. So,
so you even get paid when you go on like David Letterman. You get scale, but you get paid. So I don't know. It's the biggest TV event of the year. no question, in the United States anyway.
Yeah.
And you know, your band is being exposed. I can see why they don't pay the artist, because it's you're getting paid in exposure. And you know, I mean, when Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers played the halftime show, their greatest hits album re-entered the Billboard charts. That's how much
just in time for their re-release of it, right?
I don't know.
Well, I know they re-released it with a different cover, and they switched out one of the songs.
But I think so that's worth it to play the Super Bowl anyway. Is it worth it to actually pay to play that? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it is worth it to because you're getting that much exposure. Maybe it is worth it to pay a few bucks to the NFL to say, hey, we want to play the halftime show. Then you get artists fighting to play the show. So I don't know. I'm kind of at the beginning I was kind of on one side, and now I'm kind of torn between whether it's a good thing or not. If they are going to go down that road, if they are going to do that, they should get rid of the sponsor, because
one of them anyway. They've got plenty.
Well, they have
the
sponsor specifically for the halftime show. They should get rid of the sponsor, because that way you're already making money.
The
from
bands
the
are the sponsors then.
Yeah, the bands become the sponsor.
To play. Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm honestly torn between. I can see it being beneficial, and I can see it being a hindrance to the artist. I mean, to be honest, if the NFL is offering this, I mean, nobody's pointing a gun to any artist's head saying they have to do this.
No.
That's another thing too. So I honestly don't know. I don't know.
I'm still not a fan of the president, it says.
No, but for now it's only the halftime show at the Super Bowl.
It's always.
I mean, you can't predict the future,
no.
But for now it's only this. And they're not even saying they're going to do this. They're saying this is an idea we have.
Oh, well.
So it's not official yet. Yeah, I honestly don't know. But let us know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think that artists should be paid to pay the halftime show? Do you think they should keep it the way it is, where the artist doesn't get paid, but they get exposure and they bring in more revenue through album sales and ticket prices? Or do you think the artist should pay because they're getting so much out of it? Let us know in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe so you know when we post new videos. You can check us out on Twitter and Facebook. Follow John on Twitter at FunkyDutch. And you can check out our website, polyphonicbreast.com. All those links are in the description. And that's about it. I'm Jeremy Boyd.
I'm John Van Dyke.
Take it easy.